So I'm at UBC Hospital. I've had my jaw surgery today. It's very hard to talk, and my jaw is very weak because it was just sawed in half today. So I have really been trying hard not to talk, which is very difficult for me because I really like to talk. I'm a chatty person, but now I can't be. But my jaw is different. It was sawed in half today by the good Dr. Reichman and a fucking battery of doctors, nurses, and others. It was very, very, very scary. I was shaking because I've never been in a hospital before, and I've never had an incision in my body even until today, and everything was so unfamiliar and scary to me, and I was like shaking. So what I did was I just sort of was focusing on all the nurses and started like eavesdropping on their gossip, and I kind of got a vibe for the place that it was a good place. They were all relaxed and they were talking about their problems, and they seemed like really nice people, all of them. So this is before I'm going in, and they are like putting needles in me. They put this in me. I don't know if I can see it, but the drip. So those are drugs, and I'm pretty sure some of that's morphine. So I took the thing, and I walked into the surgery theater, and it was so scary. They had this big, like, American death chamber style bed in the middle of the fucking room, raised high, and there were like lights on the center. It was like, oh my god, I feel like Jesus. It was awful. And then around were like all these doctors and nurses, anesthesiologists, and there were like fucking instruments everywhere, right? And I just made an effort not to look at them, but I could see the silver of all the utensils all shining, and I thought, they're gonna chop me up with that, but it's best not to think about it. So it's just silly me. I just started asking people about their genealogy. There was this anesthesiologist, he had a long name, and I thought, oh, that sounds Dutch. Please tell me about your name. And then he did. He was polite, and he said, I'm going to give you something that's going to relax you, okay? And I thought, oh, that sounds nice. So he did. And he gave me something that felt good. And that was all I could remember. There was no blackness, no sleep. There was nothing between then and I'm in this big room. The next thing I know, and there was this like nurse sitting at my bedside, focusing on writing down things, and I'm like really sore, and I say, "Has that happened yet? Is it done?" And she's all like, "Yeah, it's done." Okay, and for some reason I'm talking French. I'm not a francophone. So, and I'm talking about Donald Trump for some reason, and it hurts to talk. And so I actually don't think I can be heard. And so what I do is I reach over, I grab the nurse's pen, and I write my pain on there. I think that's supposed to be 4.25. And I was sore, but I was not in excruciating pain. And she was very nice, and they gave me some drugs there, but they didn't really last long. And then they took me up here to the room, and I got my own room. And it was so sweet because all the nurses were so nice to me. Like, I can't speak, I'm very moved by how nice they have been to me and how nice they're being. They're very sweet because they might not know that I told them, but this is the first time I've ever been in the hospital, and I'm scared, but I feel good now because they're taking very good care of me. There was this one nurse I had, and she was, like, when I was just, like, grogging in and out, coming in and out because of all the morphine, she was there all the time just looking after me when I was, like, out of it. And I find out she's an islander like me. I mentioned somehow that I'm an islander, and it was really nice to be around someone who's also from the island. And she kept on saying how nice I was, how polite I was. It's really nice to hear. And there was a male nurse. He was also very, very sweet, and he said nice things to me. And I heard a bit about his own story and his own day, and that was a privilege to hear about how others are doing too. Now, the nurse, she came in here, and the islander nurse, and she says, "Do you want to see your new face?" And she pulled up this mirror right here, and I don't know how well you can see me, but when I saw my face first, I was a bit raised up. I wasn't this jowly, but I could see my lips and meet up, and I said, not in any conceit or anything, but I said, "I'm very handsome." I know, that's what I said, and she said, "Yes, you are." And I wasn't saying it to be vain. I have very low self-esteem, but I noticed a difference. And I haven't even really looked at the side because I'm just all swollen and bandaged up, but what I realized is that for the first time in my life, I closed my mouth and I could feel my teeth like touch and meet. It's amazing, and you would think I would be like in a lot of pain because of what has happened, but to be honest, at this point I'm feeling very comfortable, and I'm feeling very good. And I had a bit of a crisis because I have this iPhone, and that my dear friend Stephanie gave me for Christmas, and it was out of battery almost, so I said, "Emergency, I need someone to bring me the plug," because I forgot the plug. And my dear friend Brittany Woodall, she just piped in and said, "I'm coming over, I'm feeding my kitty and my puppy, and I'm gonna come right over." And I was very thankful, and she came over, and it was really like, I cried when she said that. It was very emotional, because it's very nice. And I'm on a lot of morphine. And so she comes over, and, God, I'm so glad to see her. But, it hurts to talk, and I can't stay up. So she sees this, and she says, I can go, and I didn't want her to just hang around while she has other things to do, but I was just not going to be very good company. Anyway, I can't talk anymore. It hurts, but I'll just show my room. This is it. I got my whole room. This is public health care in British Columbia, Mother Russia. I like it here, but I like it in my home better. Fuck, I'm gonna miss eating. I am so hungry. But the thing is, when I'm hungry, I'm not in pain. When I'm in pain, I'm not hungry. So, I'll take being hungry over pain. And again, I just wanna fucking give my heartfelt and thanks to Dr. Reichman and everyone else, especially the nurses, and all nurses too, because nurses are good people. Oh, and one last thing, this is my health band, and my really sexy get-up. Okay, bye now.